Man, I love that music, and I love Thursdays because I get to bring Caleb Wilson, the dealer doctor, the dealer professor in the house. And Caleb, I'm going to jump right into some things today. So I want to give some people some value. First of all, guys, from now until next Friday, I'm giving this book away for free. All you have to do is message me and give me your email address and your shipping address, of course, and I'm going to send that out to you. And, man, the response has been overwhelming, so I do have to get back in there and make sure I get all these things shipped out. This is tremendous value. Caleb, I told people this book has made people millions of dollars. And, you know, I'm a salesperson, so I make things sound good, but I want you to be skeptical, even though you're a salesperson too. Don't oversell it, though. Has this book made people millions?
It has, and I think it goes back to, it's not, when you look at that book, and I don't know what the, I think it's a $19.99 retail price point. You know, you're not buying a book to find $19.99 worth of value. You're buying that book to find, you know, $1 million worth of value. And that's how you should look at any kind of sales book, you know, training book. You want to make sure it has something there. And I know of 3 dealers that, you know, I had to push it on them, Billy. I was like, listen, I'm going to send you these books. I'm going to pay for them. You're going to take them, and you're going to, it's 23 steps. And if you think about working days in a dealership, Billy, you've got, you know, 24, 25 working days. But with, you know, Saturdays kind of a get everybody going, but you can take that book right there with the 23 steps, and Monday through Friday, use it for your month-long sales meeting. And what my guys did is they had a 23-day sales challenge where each day they would, you know, they would read and study the one rule. But by the end of the month, it became, they kind of had it, they soaked it all in. They believed in it because they repeated it, and they made it a habit by doing it for that over 3-week period of time, doing it every day. And those 3 stores, I know for a fact, have made a ton more money. They're selling more cars, but bigger than that is the people. Let's say you got 10 salespeople, 2 salespeople do a great job, Billy, whether they had that book or whether they had any book. They're just going to outwork everybody, and they're just going to have some natural ability. But the other 8 people on the team, that book gave them skills to help them find that extra couple car deals each month to make a big difference in their life. So collectively, did the store make millions? Yes. But more importantly than that is the guy who made an extra $1,000, $2,000, which allowed him to not be stressed out, pay his house payment, pay his car payment, and still have extra money to do stuff with his family, because we're salespeople advocates. That's the people we're trying to help the most. And in turn, it does help our dealer. But, you know, we're trying to help that salesman make a little extra money for theirself.
Absolutely. So I got so much to talk about today. We're going to talk about DigiNinja Chat. We're going to talk about some success that we're having there, and we're going to get some more expert advice from Caleb. But I just noticed someone who commented right there. I think she's just saying, hey, Natasha Brooks, she's a great friend of mine. You know, Caleb, we talk about all the time, our net work is our net worth. And, you know, you and me and Natasha, we all kind of connected through Cardone and getting Cardone training out there. That's how we met. Now, we're all doing different things now.
Sure.
Natasha, she's big in the motorcycle industry now. One of her business partner is Tom O'Connor, I think. And she went in his office and she found a picture. I'm sorry. She saw this on his desk.
That's awesome.
She said, hey, I know that guy.
I remember when Natasha come on board with Cardone, and when she come on board, because I was in Orlando, and Grant had called Derek, and he was like, man, I got this new girl. He's like, she's already made like $100,000, you know, this month. He's like, she's just blowing everybody away. And, but I think she just outworked everybody. She was going in every single store and in person and just grinding it out, living in her car, driving for a week at a time across the country, and making everybody take notice that she was for real.
She drove from Ohio to Douglas, Georgia, and met with me and signed up the ship we were at the time. But now, so Tom O'Connor Sales Academy. We love promoting people who know how to sell. Tom O'Connor Sales Academy. It's motorcycle sales training. Check it out. And there's Thomas Pena. Good morning to you too. Okay. So Caleb, Tuesday on the show, I had a sales show, and I was talking to salespeople. And I said, if you want to have the best month you've had all year long, you still have time to do it. And sure. I mentioned some of the things you said about CRM. You're a CRM wizard. But I said, guys, if you will go to your sales manager or your general manager or the owner, go to them boldly and say, look, guys, I need access to the Facebook messengers, the conversations that are coming in there. Most of them have some terrible third-party responders on there. And I told these salespeople, go to these managers and say, hey, we're not selling any cars. If we are, it's very few. They're not helping us sell any cars. These third-party responders are not helping. If you would just give me access to these leads, I will 10x. I will sell 10 times the number of cars that we're currently selling now. Caleb, again, I'm a salesperson, but am I overselling it? Can you look at these salespeople? I know this is the Dealer Academy. So let's talk the dealers. Let's speak to the dealers. Dealers, if you're watching, if a salesperson comes to this dealer and says, hey, give me access to the Facebook Messenger, I will 10x our sales just by doing that. Is that possible? Did I oversell it?
I would say that most dealers, and the reason when we do our events, Billy, that each week, if it's a new client, I would say almost, Catherine's here in the office, I'd say almost 60 to 70% of all new clients don't even know how to access their Facebook account. So they are not even using it, much less or it was started by an ex-employee or an ex-employee. They don't know how to even access their account. We're having to create a brand new store page for them. So you're more than correct, because most are getting 0 sales off their Facebook page. And then when we show them how to actually use it, sometimes they'll say, hey, my girls did a better job than you. I've heard that before. And I'll tell them, well, yeah, because you're working them for a long period of time. We're working them for 7 days. So, we're only getting 25% of all buyers in the marketplace. Only 25% are 1 to 7 day buyers. So everything else, that dealer better know how to use it. So more so, Billy, maybe even reach out to our clients even and say, hey, look, if you run an event with us once a month, let someone else have full access for those other 3 weeks and get those people in that are 7 to 30 day buyers, 30 to 120 and 120 and out, because 75% of every lead we generate is not turning into a car deal with our team on a 7-day event. Now, if we're their chat service, if we're doing their long-term follow-up, we're going to do everything that's in the book. However, if they don't have it in their budget, we're all about showing them, teaching them, and training them how to do it themselves. Of course, we'd rather take it over, but if a salesman's struggling right now and a dealer don't want to make a commitment until January and they want to finish the year out, they don't want to add any expenses, then absolutely that salesman should go to the dealer and say, hey, let me have full access to Facebook. Let me work all the messenger leads. And they will be surprised. If they ran an event, they probably have 200 to 300 leads to work. If they never ran an event, they can spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and get them some leads going and make it happen.
Absolutely. Great information. Jamie, go ahead in the background and pull up like a CarMax. I think isn't that the name of that big car company, CarMax? Pull up CarMax.com. I don't know if it's .com, but just pull up CarMax. Find us isn't that the big retailer? Is that the big used car retailer?
I see it.
Okay. Find a local one if you can. And then also when you get a chance, Jamie, pull up, we'll just use, instead of putting one of my dealers, I don't want to mess with their, I don't want to put fake leads in there. So just pull up BillyMerritt.com as well. I'm going to compare, because Caleb mentioned chat. I want to compare some things right here and explain to the salespeople and the dealers watching your most missed opportunity. It's actually more deals are getting destroyed on Facebook chat. I'm sorry, not Facebook chat, but your website chat than in any other place. So we're gonna show you what's happening on. Obviously, Jamie's having a little difficulty finding they probably don't have the same type of websites for each store. Maybe there you go. Just click on Alabama, any one of them. It doesn't matter where they're at. Just click on any one of those stores. Birmingham, perfect. So I'm going to show you how these big retailers are handling their website chat, and then I'm going to show you how we handle website chat, if there is actually a website there.
There is. If you go to CarMax.com, I'm just on their main site. There's a chat button in the bottom right-hand corner.
And that's fine. We'll go there.
Yeah, don't go to a local store. Just go to CarMax.com. In the meantime, benefits of chat is simply no contact with a person in regards to a one-on-one conversation, face-to-face phone call. People like information from a distance. People like to be texted and communicated with in that way. I used to tell salespeople, Billy, if they really want to be successful, one thing they could do is sit down, and technology's changed this, obviously, with social media. But prior to that, what they could do is they could go through the customer base in the store, and they could go to a sales manager, and they could say, give me every lost lead and give me every single person who has not have a salesperson assigned to them, like orphan customers, and go through and add each one of those customers to their cell phone. Just put their name in. It's going to take them, let's say it takes them all day to put 200-300 people in. So what, right? But if every person they met at a gas station, every person they met at a grocery store, every person they met everywhere they went, if they would get their phone number and put it in their phone, then they could do those text blasts through their phone, once a week, and let everybody know there's a special going on at the store, but create their own CRM, their own database that actually works. And so what we've done, obviously, with DigiNinja is 10x that, 100x that, by being able to bring in the entire marketplace of social media. So the wheel was not reinvented. It's just now it's so much better than doing it the old way. It's easier now. So while if Jamie's got that up now, we can show everybody who's watching kind of the difference in using a robot, using a untrained person in India versus using a car guy in Douglas, Georgia.
Yep. So you're exactly right. And I talked about that in depth about building a database, and DigiNinja can solve that problem for sure. Each dealer, each salesperson they need their own database. Matter of fact, I'm offering DigiNinja database and the lead management tool to salespeople only from now to the first of the year for $99 a month. But we couldn't get the CarMax thing to pull up. But here's a big nationally known, a big boy in the automotive space. And Jamie, have you got there? Can you guys see the chat pulled up there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jamie, ask him, say, can I get a value on my trade-in, please? And also, if you want to just click back over there, we'll compare it in real time. Go to Billy Merritt Marketing. And
Jamie, ask him, say, can I get...
What was that? Did you hear that feedback?
That was my fault. I was reading a comment. Sorry.
Okay.
It was on my phone.
So he's going to click over to BillyMerritt.com and ask him the same thing. Say, can you guys help me get a value on a trade-in, please? See if Penske has answered yet over on the other page when you get done there. You have to do one at a time. I'm sorry. I'm making it tough on you, aren't I?
No problem.
He's filling in for Smith and doing a pretty good job.
He's doing a great job.
It should be just a moment. Sorry about the delay.
We've gotten 4 messages from them, and we still haven't got.
They haven't answered the question because
So, man, is this helpful at all, Caleb? I mean, honestly, if you're on this website and you really want, I want to know what my car is worth. We're in the middle of, or I guess we're 9 months into the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
People, you got to be set up to give people information via text and Messenger.
Just Jamie, ask them, say, do you guys use KBB, NADA? How do I know what you're going to value my trade at?
Oh, look at that.
Look, now none of our agents are currently available. I can take a message and have an agent reach out. First off, may I have your name? So now they're trying to get information without giving any, which is a biggest no-no in selling. They're wanting us to give information to them without giving us what we need. And customers don't appreciate that. They want to be give. They want to give information. We don't care what their name is because in our DigiNinja tool, we already have their name. When they messaged in, they chatted in, we have that customer's information. We don't need their name. We don't need their phone number. We have them already. And this chat tool should do the same thing. It wants a name. It wants the name and address and email so they can generate a lead and tell the dealership, look, we got you 25 leads, 30 leads. They're not helping them sell a car.
I have so much mixed emotion right now. It boils my blood that they do such a terrible job and just brutalize it. But yet they're one of that may be the biggest dealer group in the country right there. It's one of the top 3 anyway, isn't it, Caleb?
Yeah.
And they're doing a terrible job. But that it excites me at the same time because I know how much we can make a difference. Jump on BillyMerritt.com and see if we had any luck over there before I praise them too much to see how they responded.
Yes, of course. I would love to get you all the information you need to get a value on your trade-in. What is the year, make, and model of the vehicle you are looking to trade in?
How's that, Caleb?
Yeah, I think that's really good. And I would tell the customer, one thing I think we could do to improve right there, Billy, is tell the customer, not only, well, I'll get you the best trade value, we can also get you the best price on any vehicle you'd like to take a look at, 15 minutes or less. Go ahead and let them know that, we're going to be helpful. We're going to get them all the information to help them buy a car as fast as possible. So I think, even us, we can improve a little.
Yeah. So I agree with you 100% because I tell people when I'm selling this to dealers, which I sell chat to dealers every day. And I'm like, look, let's take a look at your chat. I said, now grade how they just responded to that on a 1 to 10, and if they're honest, they say 2 or below. And then I say, now grade my chat. I'll take them to one of my live dealers and I'll put it in there. So now grade mine. They may say 6, they may say 7. Usually it's an 8 or a 9, but look, we're always improving. And we can get better. But if I'm given, if my worst performance is a 6 and everybody else is a 1 or 2, we can 10x the amount of cars sold very, very easily.
For sure.
And we can see one of our live agents. So they're typing. We can see that they're typing right there, and we're going to see what kind of message they get. But I love the idea that we see a real person. Billy W. Merritt is typing. We're not just bombarding them with meaningless. Actually, it's not even meaningless. It's hurtful responses that are just probing in most cases.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's I know that we are, we're really getting it going. We're giving people opportunities to jump in at a discounted price right now. And I also know all the other benefits that come along with what we do with chat, but chat aside, guys, this is, if you're at that dealership right now, and you need to sell more cars, Billy, then, you call us, number one. But if not, they can, somebody better be watching it and have a real person assigned there, because what gets me is dealers do everything on their website with pricing. Most websites I go to, it says, get $250 coupon here. And you'll click off and it's like, oh, you don't like to save money on vehicles or whatever. And they're doing all this stuff to gather information to generate leads. They want to generate leads from their website. They're spending $20,000, $30,000 a month on SEM and SEO to get leads, get traffic, drive people to their website. And so they spend all the money to get people there, and then they don't spend any money having the best tools available to convert those leads. And that's what we used to talk about when I was with like Cardone Training, is a dealer would spend $100,000 a month on advertising to bring people into the store, but they would not spend, 2-3% of that money to train people to actually know what to do once the people showed up. So chat, getting a dealer to see the value in chat is kind of similar to getting a dealer to see the value in training. They just have to be shown, the math on it. And here's the thing. If their website is getting 10,000 visitors a month and they're currently getting 300 leads off their website, and then they're getting about 20 leads from chat, I would say they could get at least 5 times that, from what they're getting now. So if we look at a dealer's chat leads and they're getting 25 leads a month, I know we could get, with our responses, with our engagement, they're going to get 100 plus leads a month easy. And if they just close 10%, 10% of 2.5 is, you can't sell half a car. So 2 car deals, 10% of 100, 10 car deals, 10 car deals at 2,500, average gross, they're making $25,000 to $30,000 on a $1,500 investment versus making $4,000 or $5,000 on a $600 investment. So it's not always about the lowest price product out there. It's about the one that's going to perform the best, because I know every one of my clients could care less whether their chat service is 500 or 1,500. What they really want to do is sell cars.
Yeah. And again, if somebody told me, well, they're only $600. Yeah. You're paying someone $600 to run your customers off. You would be better off let those leads sit there and not get answered.
Some are free. Like I know with Toyota, like SCT, some of them are free, Billy, where they're just giving them the chat service, but it's horrible. So it's like, okay, wow, you're getting something free that's horrible. If someone brings me free food every day and it sucks, I'm not going to eat it, so what good is it?
It's no good at all. Who wants to take this check to the bank, please? I got money coming in, Caleb. That's all I love when they bring money in. I don't know these guys. This is a new client for chat and a Facebook event. I love it. So, Caleb, Yeah, I do too. Dealers pay us every week to handle events for them, and Tim McCarn made a good point over there, using a car guy to measure your clients. You know, I mean, we have car guys in this call center, and they're the ones answering these leads. They know how to talk to customers. That's what I told the people on the show Tuesday. I was like, look, I love BDC agents. I go to the BDC. When I go to a dealership, I go sit down with them, because you need the people who are talking to your clients. You need them trained the most. Okay.
Let's and talk about our dedication of our people, Billy. You don't even know this morning, but this morning I get a phone call from Tim McCarn, and he says, I got a problem. I need you to call me. Now, Tim McCarn's down in Miami right now to work at an event. Tim had a surgery on Tuesday and had a drain tube in his stomach, and decided flying would be a great idea to go down and service this dealer, because the dealer only wanted Tim to be there. Well, cabin pressure and open wounds are not a great mix. And he lands last night. He sends me this picture. I don't know if you can, let me figure out how to show it to you here. That's him bleeding out and can't get out of bed this morning because it looks like a murder scene in his motel, in the hotel. He can't get it to stop. He's freaking out. He's like, what do I do? And I was like, you stop and you get better. I call the client and explain to him. I said, listen, he had a surgery done. He flew. He can't get the bleeding to stop now. And I mean, it's a serious situation. If he don't get better, he can't fly home to his doctor. And so he's pretty much stuck in a hotel room today trying to get better. But he called me and said, well, let me work the leads. Let me get in there and try to get appointments set for this dealer. And so he's going to set all the appointments he can, and he's going to tape himself up and go to work tomorrow, because he knows that our dealers depend on these events to make their months. Yeah. And the client was very understanding. But the point is if someone has a cold or a headache at one of these other companies, Billy, they're going to call in sick and take a sick day. Our guys are suffering, and they're putting their own health to the side to make sure that our clients have what they paid for. And I didn't ask him to do that. He didn't tell me about it. I told him when we talked, I said, you should not have went. You should have told me that you were having this surgery done. But he didn't want to let anybody down. And I think all of our ninjas are like that. We don't want to let the clients down, and we're going to give them 100%, no matter what it takes.
When I come in here, at 9:45 at night to check on the guys, and they're still just giving as much effort as they do at 8:45 in the morning. It is very encouraging. We have some super talented guys that are committed, and that just speaks, that he didn't even tell you he was sick. Can he not fly? Is because of the?
Well, he had a surgery on his. I think it was maybe like a hernia or something. And they put a drain tube in his stomach, and they took the drain tube out and told him he should be fine. But I'm thinking that I guess the pressure of flying when he landed and he got home, when he got to the hotel, his stomach was, he had an open hole bleeding. And he's packing it full of gauze and stuff and everything, and he's freaking out. I mean, imagine being all night long, you can't get in touch with your doctor, and you can't get yourself to quit bleeding. And he was feeling lightheaded and everything, and he just had a really bad night. And obviously, I was super worried about him when he told me this morning. But I was also,
if I don't want to hurt him by getting him in altitude, but we need to make a trip with the DigiNinja Express. We can head that way.
Well, I told him if we needed to come get him, I would call you and we come get him back home. But he's a great man, and he's dedicated, and he wants us to have the best we can have, the best experience we can have for our customer. And that's why he didn't tell me, because he really wanted to be there for that client. He knew I wouldn't have let him win. But see, hey, you know what though? That just shows the level that our guys are dedicated to making sure that the clients have exactly what they asked for and have the success in the event. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, because when I talked to a customer service agent on the phone yesterday, I was talking with another chat type company, it was a customer service type company. I won't say the name, but they did not care about customer service. They didn't care what my problem was. They're just there punching the clock, getting their paycheck, and they really could care less. And I know no one that works at DigiNinja is like that. And that's what makes us different from everybody else.
Absolutely. Speaking of car guys with talent, let's see if we had any more, if they finished the conversation. Jamie, you'll pull back up the chat over there. I know I saw some. Scroll up a little bit more. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay, so the journeys are okay. So here's how they responded, Caleb. After Jamie told him he had a journey, the journeys are great vehicles. I love them. What trim level do you journey? Have you entered into kbb.com before? I use that to appraise all of my cars for my dealerships across the country. What was next, Jamie? It's a base model, Jamie said. Last value was around 9,000. Billy Merritt said, great. Oh, great. Read that for me, Jamie. I can't see that.
Right. KBB is a great tool for a rough estimate. They are normally very accurate. We could get you an even more accurate number if you have the VIN number and mileage on hand. It would only take me a few minutes.
So they're being helpful. They're offering information that Jamie's asking for. This is what the customer wants to hear. We're offering the information. We're being positive. We're being friendly, and we're acknowledging their question. I mean, I had to give them an 8 on this one.
Yeah, you did a good job. And I think this is where a chat company, if it wasn't us, Billy, like right here, we can reach out to our liaison at the dealership and we can say, hey, I've got a guy on chat right now. He has a journey. He needs a value. He thinks it's worth around $9,000. This is a great one for us to go ahead and get you involved in. And we're going to be able to let them know that this is a serious customer. They're not just asking about, is the vehicle in stock? They're asking what their car's worth. They've obviously found something on the website they're interested in trading for. So this is where it needs to be handed over to a person, not a autoresponder lead tool inside of a CRM. Because if you hand this customer over to a CRM right now and a lead gets generated and goes in, the first thing that's going to go out is another autoresponder to kill the clock, to stop the clock. And and that's speed. Like I say, time kills all deals, and speed's important. But just having good, being able to pull a report and say, wow, our response time's under 2 minutes. What does that really matter if it's bad responses?
It matters not at all. It's so misleading. It's fake news is what it is. So,
and that goes back to dealers allowing statistics and numbers to manage their dealership to please an ownership group. And, that's, I know we haven't talked about a lot of stuff like that lately with GMs, but that's a conversation. If I was contacted to run a store again, Billy, I would not, number one. But if I was and I was going to consider it, I would tell the dealer right up front. I would say, listen, if you bring someone in like me, one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to use industry standards to determine how we operate. We're going to use common sense. So if I'm running a response time of 5 minutes and you think I should be at 2 minutes, Mr. Dealer, I'm not going to, we're not going to have that conversation, because my goal is to have meaningful conversations with people, to answer questions effectively. And I'm not going to let a numbers game in the CRM determine what's success. As long as I'm selling more cars than you've ever sold before and you're making more money than you've ever made before, then we're going to do it the way we're doing it. And I think that's where these, where we come into play. If a client hires us, a general manager hires us, just talk with the dealer and say, listen, these are real people, real guys. And our response time may be a little longer on some things, but you're going to see the conversion at a lot higher rate.
It's a real person. It's not an autoresponder. And,
right.
And you said common sense. It's not common sense, Caleb, not to correct you, but what it is specialized knowledge that seems like common sense to you. Yeah. It is really specialized knowledge. This is stuff that most people, you would think they know, and it makes sense once we lay it out for them, but it's not. It's specialized knowledge, and it's knowledge that you and I have learned over the years through studying and training and having very important mentors. So I was talking, one of my mentors and someone who helps me with a lot of things in my business and my online presence and branding is Ken Walls. Ken is a very talented guy. And he's pushing me hard to do some more coaching and some mentorship, and he loves my story. And we had the money show, we had the sales show. We're always talking about money and revenue. And some people may miss the fact that not very long ago, you've seen me a few years ago, less than a decade ago, when I was broke and struggling like a lot of other people. And now, because of the knowledge and the faith and the grace of God, the things that we've done, we have massive success in what looks like it is a short period of time, but it's because of all the specialized knowledge that we've studied and that we've put into action. with faith, massive action combined with faith. And so he's pushing me to tell that story more, and I will. But my point is, so many times it looks like, we've had this massive success, and it seems like it's common sense to us, but it's the specialized knowledge. We do know things that other people don't know. We really do. And that's not a bragging thing. That's saying, hey man, we've put in the time. And I read one book per week for 10 straight years. That's specialized knowledge.
Yeah. And you pull those things out, they come to you. And if you're not reading and filling your mind with those things, you're filling it with junk. And a lot of times when you're having a conversation with somebody, one of those things comes to you, and or maybe you're in you're faced with a conflict. I know we had a situation with an employee, and we talked about how specialized knowledge from reading material that we had, a better way to handle the problem to get better benefits for us. Had we not had that knowledge of that, we may have overreacted and not got the benefits of the knowledge that we had got from reading, and handling that issue and resolving that issue and moving forward, which was advantageous for our company. So, that's what those dealers hopefully are getting, and they're willing to learn, but we can help with that. Even with just the chat relationship. I had a dealer this week, and he did an event with us, Billy, and he did some other things. I've done some free emails for him. You remember the guy I was telling you? I did the email. He sold 14 cars, made 60 grand. All right. So this month, and it was free. I didn't charge him anything. He calls me, and we're doing his event for the end of the year. And he's like, hey, add 2,000 to it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, our margins are our margins. And he's like, no, he's like, I'm not letting you work for nothing. He's like, you helped me last month. He's like, here's an extra $2,000. And so I told him, I said, well, I'm not going to turn away free money, and I appreciate it. But that just shows you that relationship building and being honest with people and truly caring and trying to help them, you don't have to lie to make money. They'll just give it to you because they want to say thank you for giving 100%.
Well, they know that you're more valuable than $2,000.
Yeah, right. They know, they're like, hey man, I couldn't ever give you enough to make it worth it, but let me at least do something. And I appreciated it. You know what I mean? And so it goes both ways. He felt like he owed me something. Now I feel like I owe him something, and it's going to help our relationship continue to help bless each other. And that's what the clients we want, and that's the kind of people we want to work with. And so it's the same way with chat. Like once we have these customers, I've told you, I feel confident that in the first January to March that we'll have 100 clients on the program. And that number could easily be 500. Like I was telling the story about how when I first started, I was like, if I could get 10 customers on our program, a month after 3 months, then I'll be back at the level of income I was generating as a general manager. And the first month, it was the last day of the month, and I got that 10th customer. And then the next month, I was already at the 30, and the next month we were at almost 90 customers. So it multiplied a lot faster than we anticipated, and it's from the hard work we put in. But I also feel like that same roadmap to success is going to follow us regardless of COVID, political, anything. In 2021, I feel like we're going to be one of the most important tools for dealers in this nation because of people having to work from home, limited staff on site, reduced ad budgets, reduced staff in stores, that the most critical tool is going to be the dealer's website and whoever's on that website answering questions. So I feel like we're going to be generating a lot of great new relationships real soon.
There is no doubt, Caleb. Listen, man, we are the most effective product in the car business. Our product is our people. And look, there's no doubt that we're already the most critical tool for many, many dealers. They can't do on the level. They can't sell on the level they are. Just the dealer you just mentioned is obviously you're a very critical part. So the more exposure we have, the more we're going to be the most critical tool for so many people. And that's a really big thing. We've been blessed because it's so effective. And that's why I feel like okay, just what you just said. It multiplied faster than we even thought it was going to.
Right.
So we benefited from that in many, many ways. So it's our duty and it's our obligation to help other people and because we really do have the most effective product in the car business, we have to take it to thousands more people or we're letting them down.
Yeah, we got to believe in what we have. And you know, when that's like I said, when we first started working together, Billy, I seen the value was I was with another company and a great company at the time, but I seen more value in what we were doing together than I saw value in what I was doing, which was still a great product and a great program and a great company. It's just, if I had to choose one or the other, if I had to say what's going to help my car dealer sell cars right now, I felt like it was the best thing for my client. So I had to, you know, out of obligation, get them to open their eyes and consider this. And there were so many dealers that 3 years ago that just wouldn't listen, that were like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't think that's going to work. We don't do anything with social media. And now 3 years later, they're just getting on the program and they're calling me saying, hey, let me go ahead and try that. And unfortunately, they miss that first vein of gold in their marketplace, because when they first started and everyone hadn't copied us and there wasn't a million events going on, it was like hitting gold in every marketplace the first time it ran there. You know, they were dominating. And
hey,
so
here's a little teaser for you. I hit some gold yesterday, and I've been toying with it a little bit, and I've always done just a tiny bit of Instagram marketing. But man, I really went big. 2 days ago, and the results reminded me a whole lot of when we first started with the Facebook. How it was just boom. So
it just blew up. Awesome.
I'm gonna test it in a couple more markets. Jamie, pull up let's put some comments on the screen, please. I want to make sure that we reach and let people know. Thank you, Joy. We appreciate you following us every day as well. Who else we have? See Carson Henry, Sarah. Good morning to you. Let's put the best sales info ever. Listen up, y'all. We're super excited about DigiNinja. Yes, you know, we have the best info out there for sure, and we have the best people. Sarah does a fantastic job creating DigiNinja and the content that we have in there and the functionality of it. Tim McCarn, Larry is, you know, he's setting appointments for dealers, and he's helping, you know, keeping up with us as well, supporting us. So thank you so much, Tim. We appreciate what you do, and most importantly, we appreciate who you are.
Yeah.
Who else we have down there? Natasha shouting out to Joey, it looks like. Yeah, we're all good friends, man. It's so cool, man. The network that we have and the people that we put in, you know, come into our life, Caleb. I mean, I bought from you before we were partners. You know, I bought from Natasha. You know, we all believe in helping good people,
right. And I saw Carson made a comment and said, where that chat company said, I need your name in order to help you.
Yeah.
It's like, it don't make any sense. I mean, why do you need my name? I'm just asking for help. You know, I just need information. And that was a funny one there, because, you know, it goes back to what I said, is what customers really want. And I truly believe this. And this is in a car on demand training segment. I think it's a phone training segment, and it's about what do people want. And what people want is information from a distance without any obligation, and they want it fast. And that's what people want. That's what people want when they're trying to buy something. They want all the information. They want no obligation from themselves. They want to do it from a distance without having to have interaction unless they ask for that interaction, and they want it fast. And that's what, if you build your sales process around that, Billy, that's how a dealership, you can walk into a store, change nothing about the marketing plan, change nothing about the personnel, nothing, just change the sales in-store process and the sales online process to a customer-focused give program, and the dealership will pick up 20-25% in sales. That's why I always knew that no matter what a store we went into to work with, Billy, that we could always increase, without asking for any more money to be spent, we could always increase sales 20 to 25% by changing that sales process, moving the trade in up front, moving information up front, and not requiring information from a customer. Because usually, Billy, when you meet someone on the lot and you say, hey, welcome to Billy Merritt Motors, my name's Caleb and your name is, and they say Billy, most of the time, 5 minutes later, you don't remember what their name is anyway. So why ask for information that's not even relevant at that point?
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. And so I'm gonna back up your point right there and tie it into what we're doing right here. So Caleb, Mr. Dealer, Caleb has just told you he could come into your store, or you could change a few things, just simply the process which you handle your customers, change that to make it more of a give type process. Well, that would increase your sales quite a bit. If you add to that, Caleb, the most squandered area is their website chat. If you took that and you added give to your website chat, which we saw our guys handle earlier, talking about the trade-in, offering them information, giving, not asking for anything in return yet. Of course, we're going to get their name. Of course, we're going to get the appointment, and that's when we'll push that appointment to you. But up until then, we're going to be giving, offering. It will change your sales immediately without costing you another dollar.
Right. And I think that's where we're going to see that big difference. And dealers that are in every dealer is competitive, but most dealers compete with 5 to 6 dealers. That's their main competition. And the dealer that has our tool is going to be the one that dominates that at a faster rate. And it's kind of like Facebook events, Billy, is we would work with one dealer and then pretty much every dealer they compete with would contact us because everyone wanted to find out how they were having such a rapid growth in sales. So I feel like, and the great thing about the chat tool is it's going to be as big as the dealer funnels traffic to their website. And we can always recommend things to them that we don't sell, but we can show them ways to better get that traffic to their site. And that's just like some of the stuff we talked about before with merchandising and marketing. I had another dealer who had he sold additional 17 cars over the month before in a small town just by doing the merchandising things we talked about, just by taking his pricing and having one more expensive than everything, one least expensive, a price leader, and then staggering out those cars and then having his lot set up from least to most expensive. Just doing that, he sold more cars because it was giving the customer what they wanted. It was making the process easy. It was making it easy for them to shop, and it was more controlled. See, when people walk into a controlled environment, people don't want to not fit in. So if you've always bought a car in this manner where you've showed up, you told the salesman you're just looking, he let you look around, you went through all the back and forth, you went through the game and you bought a car, that's how you think car buying should be. But when you walk into, I used to have a BMW client and he would ask customers, have you ever purchased a BMW before? And if they said no, he knew that he was about to have a sale and make a good gross because he could control that process. And anytime they try to get outside of the process, he would say, well, that's not how buying a BMW works. This is how we do it. And they would want to fit in and they would not want to feel like they couldn't, buy that car. So they would follow his process and he would sell more. If you have a set defined process, whether that's on the internet or whether that's on the lot in person, customers will fall into that process because they don't want to buck the system. They don't want to feel like they don't fit there or they don't deserve to be able to buy that caliber of vehicle. And so they'll follow the process, which allows the dealer to sell more cars, sell them faster, and make more money doing it and give the customer a great experience because the customer's allowing the process to be followed. And so that's just something that starts with chat. We set the expectation of how the deal is going to happen. And then our dealer is able to have better CSI, a faster sale, and make more money.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You said a lot right there. You guys want to back up and rewind that and watch it again. We got some fans from Broxton, Georgia watching today. Danny Tootin, he's a coonhound hunter. I I think he was hoping you'd be talking about your coon hounds today, or maybe your mules. I think he saw one of your mules and he was wanting to buy that thing, but you sold it as soon as you posted it.
Yeah, he didn't last long. That mule came. He was a fast one to go. But yeah, man, we're having success on everything going on right now. So it's
a good mule won't last long. They go fast.
No, they don't. Yeah, he's a good one. But even in that other world of the hunting dogs and the field trials, we're winning every weekend. But it's because we put the time in and we work hard at it and we do what other people won't do. So
winning is a habit.
Yep, that's right. We're not gonna, whether it's this, that, or anything else. We're doing it to with all our might and with all our passion and with the Lord's blessings. And that's why it works. That's why we've been successful.
Absolutely. So guys, Mr. Dealers, Mr. Customers, Mr. Salespeople, if you want to get your free copy, send me a message. I'll get this out to you. I need your email address and your physical address. And if you want more information about the most effective chat tool in the entire country, and when I say the best chat tool in the entire country, nothing is even in the same stratosphere. It's like a Chevy Volt compared to a Tesla, man. I mean, it's that much of a difference. So, guys, we appreciate you watching today. Caleb, like always, thanks.
Yeah, man.
Time out of your schedule to get on here. I look forward to every Thursday, and you can catch us right here on the DigiNinja Dealer Academy every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.